In this module, we'll take a look at what techniques we might want to recreate in Unreal Engine, as well as some tricks that simply aren't possible in the real physical world. In live action filmmaking, a huge part of a cinematographer's toolset involves the use of grip equipment. Grip equipment consists of a lot of different things in filmmaking in general, but in large part, it helps to take away and shape light in your scene. The first example I'd like to show is using a static mesh to remove skylight ambience from our metahuman here. Now, since we've got a lot going on without our rect lights here, right? This is all from global illumination and the skylight. It'll be really helpful to place a static mesh to help remove some ambience from the right side here. Let's go ahead and start here by bringing in a plane. Just drag that in, rotate it, and it'll help to give this a really dark material. Otherwise, we'll start to get some global illumination from this bounce. We'll start to get global illumination off of this white card here, so light would bounce off of it. I've gone ahead and made a material here. It's called negative. And let's just scale this up to be pretty big, 3 by 3. And something like that should already give a pretty drastic result. So if I jump back into our camera here and play with the viewport just to get out of this LOD, if I just jump back into the camera view here, all right, and I just off and on that plane, you'll see all this kind of cold skylight ambience on her left side get cut off because we've got this giant dark card right there. This is just a simple example of how to use a solid here, a static mesh to help cut some light off. The next trick I'd like to show is something you can't do in the real world, and it involves using lighting channels in Unreal Engine. So let's jump into the night level. I'll jump into the third camera here. Hide that metahuman and bring back our lamp. Okay, so in our medium close-up here, everything's looking pretty good. We can't really tell where we've placed our lights in the scene. We've got some room to operate around. But if we jump out and take a look at this in a wider context, you can start to see all of these rect lights we've placed everywhere. And now we could go ahead and play with the barn doors and angle these up to kind of, get them off the floor. But that's a lot of work, and you still might end up with some light everywhere. Cinematographers go to great lengths in live action to hide their lighting motivations. And in Unreal Engine, we can just do this with a simple flip of the switch with lighting channels. So what we'll do first is click on our metahuman here. And in the details panel, we're going to need to add a lighting channel to everything below the root here. So if I click on the body and search for channel, you'll see that channel 0 is selected. So everything gets channel 0 by default. If I just select all of these and add channel 1, now the entirety of this metahuman is on channel 0 and channel 1 for the lighting. And so what does that mean? Well, let's find out. If I select our rec lights in the metahuman folder we had created here, so basically all the lights surrounding our metahuman, if I in turn search for channel here, add channel 1, nothing's going to change because it's still affecting channel 0. If I turn channel 0 off, you'll notice we lose all the light on the floor and the environment, but we've actually still got it going on our metahuman here. So if I toggle this on and off, you'll see in our medium close-up, we actually don't really see that much change. There might be some subtle reflections depending on your frame. But overall, I can definitely just leave channel 0 off here, and I can play around, and I'm right back to where I was. But if I widen out, I don't really see where those sources are coming from. Now, there are some things to know. You can't just do this and expect to get away with everything, right? I can't come over here and then suddenly see, oh, there's no light, but we've got an edge over here. You do need to keep some consistent motivations. But in this case, since we've motivated everything from this side of the room, we've got total liberty to play around with framing in this direction here. and we're pretty safe. The only thing we might want to watch out for is the fact that the table isn't getting any light. But once again, depending on your circumstances, we could also just select that table and turn that on. And same goes for everything else here. I won't bother with that right now, but you get the idea. Having explored how to shape our light and control them within the scene, outside of just playing around with individual light actors, now we have a pretty advanced understanding of how to achieve cinematic photorealism with all these different tools available to us in Unreal Engine.